Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I'm still here, just checking in, letting everybody know I'm still alive. Um, yeah, I see a lot of guys are getting away from some stuff. I guess that's probably a good thing. At any rate, just figured I'd do a kind of a check-in type of video. Um, trucking's not easy. We're still out here doing it. Still got the company going. Still waiting for the safety audit. Trying to get all my ducks in a row for that and get everything put into a single OneDrive file. So that way, when the audit does come, I have everything in one nice, neat file and can just email the documents over to them as they need them. Um, Apparently, that's how it's done, like over the phone type of deal, and digitally over the internet. Um, so we're working on that. Trying to put down some loads. Finally got the invoice for all the work that we had done on the truck. Came out to would have been just shy of 4,500. Now that was for basically an entirely new AC system, which still does not work, by the way. I dropped it off on this last Friday to replace the hose that grenaded, and uh, got a text message from my mechanic on Saturday saying, "Hey, figured out the problem. Apparently, the international dealership um, sent the wrong line, and he caught it because they sent the wrong line the second time, and so because they close at noon, he wasn't able to get that in. So he has it now. I just have to find time to swing through there and have him put it on and recharge the AC system. Of course, this morning it was 37 degrees out, so you know, not like I need the AC system anymore, but he's going to replace the line and recharge the system and all that stuff, free of charge. So we'll hurry up and get it done before he forgets about it. Uh, but yeah, that was for the AC system. I think there was 2 oil changes on that invoice, and all new shoes and drums all the way around. So all in all, not a bad price. Everything considered. Like I said, if I would have went to a Petro or a TA or a Loves or some crap like that, um, probably would have been closer to 7,000, 7,500. I don't know. I don't know. No, that's the upside to having a local mechanic. Um, I do have to have a couple of other things looked at. Maybe you guys can leave comments down below. Uh, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with my cab air ride, but for some reason, the driver's side like sleeper sits a little bit lower, like it's sagging, to where like when I get fuel now, I have to like jam the damn fuel nozzle in there to get it to stay, because the sleeper's sitting probably about a half an inch lower than what it should be. The bags are both good. The What's that rod? That attaches to the sleeper and then attaches to the valve. That all looks good. The rubber bushings on it are worn a little bit, but they don't look like horrendous. Um, So I'm kind of trying to figure out why the hell it's doing that. So if anybody has any suggestions or might have some insight, go ahead and leave it below. Otherwise, I'll have him, at least take a look at it and maybe try to get an idea when I take it in to get the AC line replaced again. Other than that, it's just trucking. For me, it's local. It's going in pretty much the same circles. Been dealing with a lot of construction lately. I go in and out of the Joliet Elwood area, the rail terminals there, all day long. And so with all the construction on I-55 and then right at the rail yards, the main road going to the rail yard, they decided they wanted to do a bunch of construction there too, and decided that they wanted to do construction on a set of railroad tracks that goes into the rail yard. And so they had to completely shut the road down right there and freaking detour everybody around. And it's just a big old clusterfuck. So that's been adding a lot of time onto my days. And then Nastic, and Nastic is still a good company. I still have my drug consortium through them. When I get ready to do the 2020 UCR and all of that stuff, I'll go through Nastic for all of that. Their customer service is just top notch. I haven't had any issues with them. I have had issue lately with their fuel card. They have a fuel card through Fleet One, which I was all about. When fuel was at 295, well, when fuel was at like 278, 285, at a lot of the other places, I don't include like the TAs and stuff like that in there. We were getting fuel at the Speedway for like 250, 255, and then for some reason, at the beginning of the month, I don't know, I think it was midway through last month, Speedway decided that they didn't want to work with Nastic anymore, and so that kind of went away. And so now, I'm back to paying $2.95 a gallon for fuel. Which obviously when you're paying almost 50 cents a gallon more, 40 cents a gallon more on fuel, that's that's an extra $150 a week coming out of your bottom line. And so it's not devastating, but it definitely tightens the belt a little bit. And I mean, now I don't even use the Nastic fuel card anymore. I just use my debit card because I can still get fuel at the mom and pops for $2.92, $2.95. Versus even if I go to the TA or a Petro like down in Morris or Hampshire. I'm still gonna pay even with the fuel card, the discount because it's because the Petros, the TAs, the pilots, the loves, that's the racket. They all bump their pump price up 20 cents higher than everybody else, and then give Fleet One a 20% discount. or a 20-cent discount. So, you're not really saving any money. I would still be paying $2.95 if I went to the Petro, or the Pilot. So that's kind of the racket that they run, is they artificially bump up the price, and then they make you think that you're getting a discount, uh, even though the mom and pop right next door to them is 5 cents cheaper on the pump. Their pump price is 5 cents cheaper than what your discount price is. Uh, so I don't go to those places anyway. Plus, then you have to deal with all the other guys, and I've been driving for over 19 years now, and I just don't care to frequent truck stops and deal with, uh, quite honestly, dumbass drivers that don't know what the hell they're doing. And I mean, it's nothing like it was 19, 20 years ago. Um, just I don't know, complete lack of respect for each other. The I don't give a fuck attitude is just through the roof. So, plus half these guys don't know how to freaking drive on a 4-lane interstate, let alone try to wiggle through a truck stop without hitting stuff. So I don't frequent them. Um, Occasionally, I do stop into the Speedway, or used to anyway, and haven't since the discount went away. But I do stop in at the Speedway there in Hampshire, uh, or did, um, because the Speedway Cafe, their pizza is freaking awesome. It's all like cooked to order. Oh my god, it's really good pizza. Just saying. Um, so yeah, trucking's hard. You know, my rates don't change because I have a direct customer that I haul for. So rate wise, we're good. Money wise, we're good too. I mean, my net profit on the truck side of things, I'm still doing about 22 to 2400 a week net profit to the truck. And then on the company side, the corporate side, uh, I just kind of let that do its own thing, if that makes sense. I don't really keep tabs on it, um, not especially as much as I should. I'll admit that. Um, but I make a few $100s profit, on the corporate side every week as well. A lot of that's been going out the window because I added that parking spot and incurred a lot more insurance costs to add that basically drop spot. So a parking spot at a drop yard. And then I got screwed on it. So let that be a lesson. This adding this parking spot outside of the $500 deposit for the actual parking spot, I still owe $354 that I have to mail out this Friday. So all total, that spot cost me almost $2,500, $2,300, somewhere in there, to add that spot, because my insurance company, they have a new agent that I've been working with. Um, Good lady. She's been in the insurance industry, for decades. Um, but she was in like the auto insurance industry. She just recently came over to commercial insurance. Um, and so there's been a couple of hiccups with her, and one of them that nobody caught apparently is my work comp insurance. That policy renews every September. Well, I added that parking spot at the end of August. And so I started that process at the end of August and moved into that spot on September 1st. My policy renews on September 20th every year. So I paid $354 worth of extra work comp waivers, waivers of subjugation, I think they're called, for those who know. Um, well, then that was for last year's policy. So if I would have waited 20 days, I wouldn't owe the $354 now. So I basically paid $354 for, you know, 20 days worth of work comp insurance. So, lesson learned. It's all a learning process. That's kind of why I'm putting the videos out to a degree. Is hey, learn from my mistakes. I'm learning as I go, the same as everybody else. Um, and that was just something that uh, I didn't catch it because I had 15 other things on my mind, and the new insurance agent probably should have said, "Hey, you know, can you hold off on this for 20 days, or is it a necessity now?" She probably should have explained that to me. A good insurance agent, should. Now, others at that agency have contacted me, and apologized profusely, which always feels kind of weird to me. Shit happens, life goes on. Um, you know, Lesson learned. Now she knows, now I know, and hopefully now you know. Um, but we're getting ready to jump into harvest, so luckily it's getting ready to get even busier. I've been pretty busy the last few weeks. I've definitely been getting the hours in, and with harvest it gets even busier. The days get longer, because the grain elevators stay open longer, and uh, they just have a lot more product to move. So that's all a good thing, because we definitely need to stack money in the bank. The 37 degrees this morning was a wake up call. The first combine was in the field yesterday, um, picking beans. So I imagine this weekend, or especially into next week, everybody's probably going to be in the fields. So they bring it in, we got to move it. You know, uh, Good news, the great state of Illinois. just signed a 2-year, $2.2 billion contract with Taiwan. We do a lot of business with Taiwan to begin with, but it's good to have that contract in place. At least we know that for the next 2 years, you know, we're going to have some good steady work. So that's always a plus. Um, now if the rail yard can just get their crap together, I mean, an industry that's been around longer than the auto industry, you would think by now they would be able to efficiently run a rail yard, but does not seem to be the case, at least not with LPC. So I guess when you're as big as BNSF, you really don't have to care, you know, how the job gets done or about the guys doing the job. I don't know. I guess that's just how it goes. It's life, right? We can cry about it, or we can suck it up, jam another gear, and make some money. And that's where we are now, making some money. So it's all good. Just gotta stack that cash before the snow starts flying. You know, and hope the truck doesn't break down between now and then. So, but we should be good. Other than the sleeper issue, I mean the truck's running fine. Hey, here's another question. You guys can leave in the comments. I have asked around a little bit and heard a few different things. I have a 2015 International Pro Star. For some reason, it does not like to stay in 4th/9th gear. Now it has a 10-speed Eaton in it, but for some damn reason, it does not like to stay in that gear. You can go from a dead stop, push the clutch all the way in, put it in 4th gear, and it'll still bounce out of gear. Even putting pressure on it and trying to hold it in gear, you can feel it trying to push, it's pushing against you. Now, I've heard that is like an international problem, that a lot of guys have that problem. I've been driving again, over 19 years. I've primarily driven Kenworths the entire 19 years, mainly T800s. I've never had that problem. Now, I have it with this thing. And I've had this truck for a year. It did it kind of here and there, but now lately, it seems like the issue is getting worse. And so I don't know if that's a transmission issue. I've heard that it's kind of isolated to internationals. So I don't know. Is there something beneath the floor or beneath the boot, that needs to be moved? I don't know why it would be just, like an international problem, unless they're just running something across the top of the transmission, that is like pushing it out of that hole. Um, that's something else I need to look into and take a look at once I get the time to do it. Again, right now it's just kind of been balls to the wall, so I haven't really had the time to investigate the sleeper berth or the transmission issue. So if anybody has any recommendations, comments, thoughts, I definitely would appreciate them. Maybe point me in the right direction and give me something to look for. Once I do get the time to look at it. Um, I just don't want to end up blowing the transmission out because the damn thing keeps popping out of gear. Especially when I'm under a load. So definitely don't have the money in the budget right now to replace a transmission. So yeah, if you guys can let me know, you know, I know a lot of you guys have a lot of experience as well. So that's the spiel for today. Like I said, it's been balls to the wall. I just figured, hey, pop on here, do a proof of life video, let everybody know I'm still out here. I'm still trucking, still getting the job done. Um, it's not easy. I've been I've been really hit with a lot of bills um, over the last couple of months, and so it's just fighting our way, grinding our way out of it, keeping the truck rolling, keeping the loads going, keeping the money coming in, and you know, eventually we'll get through this season of unexpected expenses. We're not dying, we're not sweating, we're not losing sleep. Um, you know, it's just been a lot tighter than I would like it to be. A lot tighter than realistically it should be. But that's life. That's trucking. We'll get through it. And hey, um, I'll try to start making some more videos and putting them up. Now there's a lot of guys that aren't doing trucking videos anymore. So, you know, if I can find the time, I'll try to step in and make a couple trucking videos here and there. It's going to be more like this vlog style, one take type stuff. So, at any rate, hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are getting ready for the winter. Pack some extra food for you OTR guys. Extra food, extra water, blankets. You never know when that truck's going to break down. You never know when there's going to be an accident up ahead and you're going to be sitting on the road for 6-7 hours um, waiting for a fatality investigation to get done. So make sure you're prepared. Make sure you got a piss bottle. Make sure you got all that stuff. You're a big boy. You're a big girl. You got to make sure that when that truck hits the road, you're ready for anything in the wintertime. That truck might break down, and it might take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours for a mechanic to get out to you. Make sure you got some extra blankets in there so you don't freeze to death waiting for somebody on the side of the road. You know. Uh, anyway, hope you guys are doing good. Hope you're making money. Hope you're getting prepared. Uh, I will talk to you later. Stay safe. Be good. Bye.